In the heart of Ticktock, a town humming with the cheerful sound of gears and bells, lived a curious boy named Timmy. Every street corner chimed, every rooftop spun. But Timmy's mind was filled with questions that even the wisest clocks couldn't answer. He was a natural explorer, a born tinkerer, always searching for the next great puzzle to solve. One sunny morning, his wandering feet led him to a part of the old town square he'd never noticed before. Tucked away between a bustling bakery and a quiet library was a dusty little shop. A crooked, hand-painted sign swayed gently in the breeze, reading Mortimer's timepieces, mending clocks and memories. The windows were grimy, but through the glass, Timmy could see the faint glint of polished brass and swinging pendulums. Curiosity, as it always did, pulled him inside. The moment he pushed open the creaky wooden door, a wave of sound washed over him. It wasn't loud or chaotic, but a gentle, rhythmic symphony. Hundreds of clocks, grandfather clocks, standing tall like silent sentinels, cuckoo clocks waiting to burst into song, and tiny, delicate pocket watches glistening under a single beam of light, all ticked in perfect, harmonious unison. It was the sound of 1,000 heartbeats, all beating as one. Behind a cluttered workbench, surrounded by tiny screws, coiled springs, and mysterious-looking tools, sat an old man. He had kind eyes magnified by round, thick glasses, and his face was a roadmap of wrinkles, each one telling a story. He looked up from a complicated-looking gear, and a warm smile spread across his face, as if he'd been expecting a visitor all along. "Ah, Timmy," the old man said, his voice as soft and steady as the ticking around them. "I've been waiting for you." Timmy froze, his hand still on the doorknob. He'd never seen this man or this shop before in his life. You know my name," he stammered, his eyes wide with surprise. "Of course I do," Mortimer chuckled, setting his tool down carefully. "No, all about the boy with the curious heart and the clever hands. You see, Timmy, you are the one who will fix time." Timmy's mind spun faster than any cogwheel. Fix time. What could that possibly mean? Before he could even form a question, Mortimer stood up and walked towards him, his movements slow but deliberate. From a velvet-lined box on the counter, he retrieved a small, ornate, golden key. It shimmered in the dusty light, intricately carved with symbols of suns, moons, and stars. Mortimer pressed the cool metal key into Timmy's palm. "There is a clock at the very edge of town," he explained, his expression turning serious. "The Great Ticktock Tower. It's been silent for far too long. Its heart has stopped, and when a clock that important stops, time itself begins to fray. Memories get lost, laughter fades, and dreams simply vanish into mist." The old man's words hung in the air, heavy with importance. This was no ordinary repair job. This was an adventure, a mission. Clutching the golden key, Timmy felt a surge of determination. He was just a boy, but if the town's dreams were at stake, he had to try. He nodded at Mortimer, his eyes shining with purpose. "I'll do it." With a final, encouraging smile from the old clockmaker, Timmy turned and raced out of the shop, his adventure just beginning. His journey to the Great Ticktock Tower was unlike anything he'd ever imagined. The path wasn't straight or simple. He had to navigate a maze of whispering gears that spun riddles at him, dodge a squadron of flying screwdrivers that zoomed past his ears like angry hummingbirds, and leap across a canyon filled with bouncing, bowing springs that threatened to launch him into the clouds. Each challenge tested his wit and his courage, but the thought of fading dreams pushed him forward. Finally, he stood at the base of the tower. It loomed over him, silent and imposing. The giant clock face was dark, its hands frozen at 2:45. Climbing the winding stairs inside was like ascending into a forgotten world. Cobwebs draped the giant cogs, and dust motes danced in the slivers of light piercing through the gloom. At the very top, in a chamber that felt like the ribcage of a sleeping giant, he found it, the heart of the clock. It was a massive, intricate mechanism of gears and levers, but at its center was a dark, silent core. It was broken, just as Mortimer had said. Timmy saw a keyhole, a perfect match for the golden key in his hand. His heart pounded in his chest. With a deep breath, he inserted the key. It fit perfectly. He turned it. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a soft click echoed through the chamber. Suddenly, a blinding flash of golden light erupted from the clock's core, bursting out of the tower and streaking across the sky like a daytime firework. A deep, resonant bang shook the very foundations of the tower, followed by another and another as the great bells rang out for the first time in ages. The gears, once still and silent, began to turn with a powerful, rhythmic hum. The giant hands on the clock face started to move, sweeping forward with renewed purpose. Time was moving again. Timmy looked down at the town of Ticktock. Lights flickered on in windows. The sound of laughter and music drifted up on the breeze, and the world seemed more vibrant, more colorful than before. The dreams were returning. When he turned around, the chamber was empty. Mortimer was gone. But as the wind whistled through the open archways of the bell tower, he heard the old clockmaker's voice echoing softly around him. "Remember, young one, it is curiosity, courage, and a kind heart that truly keep the world turning." From that day on, Timmy wasn't just the boy who loved to tinker. He became the youngest and most celebrated clockmaker in TikTok. He never saw Mortimer again, but he carried his lesson with him always, reminding everyone in town that you're never too small to make a big difference, and that even the smallest hands can mend the greatest things. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed Timmy's adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more magical tales. We love sharing stories with you, and your support helps us create more. Let us know in the comments what your favorite part was. Until next time, keep dreaming.